Hi everyone, Sarah here with my week 14-15 update following the ketogenic diet. As you can probably see, I'm back in the Kingdom of Tonga and have been here since early Tuesday last week. So yeah, slowly getting back into a routine. So hopefully, sorry for the delay in this video, but hopefully they'll be weekly at least from now on. And I've got a few other things that I thought I'd put together to share. So there might be even 2 next week if you're lucky. Not that anyone really cares, but yeah, something that I wanted to do was just sort of go through all the products that I've brought from Australia to Tonga to stick to the diet. So they're sort of more specialised products for ketogenic alternative baking or sweets and those sorts of things, and vitamins, those sort of things that I can't really get readily here that I brought specifically to support this way of eating. So that I thought, yeah, I'd do sort of like a grocery haul, but they came from all different places, and yeah, the stuff that I already had here specifically to support this way of eating, but I thought it might be of interest for those that live in sort of more remote places. Things have been okay. I'll say that it's been a stressful time for me, and that, yeah, I've seen a few keto channels where they're looking at doing the ketogenic way of eating on a budget, and yeah, I think my channel is going to turn into that to the extreme, in that, yeah, my contracts come through and so far I'm hoping to sort it out, but at the moment earning a lot less than I expected, and it's going to be really difficult to have any spare money, so I'm going to be using fasting as a way to save money essentially, and be forced to a really basic keto menu, which is a good and bad thing. I think it's really good in that things that will be affordable will be like chicken, just plain chicken, probably cooked in beef tallow or in the oven or something, which is kind of more whole foods, a whole foods approach to keto, which is something that I'd like to follow anyway. But yeah, it would be less exciting with products like cheese and cream cheese and those sort of things being premium products that I won't be able to buy those regularly. So that it'll be more like meat and vegetables, with some healthy fats, so that coconut oil and is reasonably priced here, obviously, because there's lots of coconuts, and yeah, and whole coconuts and those sort of things we can get for free from my husband's bush block. So that, yeah, there'll be more of that sort of thing, and less processed stuff and dairy and that kind of thing, just because it's expensive, not because I wasn't having good results using that. So I mean, from that point of view, it's a good thing. That, yeah, I do worry that I'll get a little bit bored and that sort of thing. And then when in Tonga there seems to be a lot of free food available. Whenever there's an event, you get little packages of food, and often they're not fully keto friendly, like that they'll be fried chicken with breading, or fish with, like, usually they'll have flour on the outside and that sort of thing, and sausages that are, like, not the best quality sausages, so they'll be pretty high in carbs and those sort of things. And yeah, the fact that we can't sort of cook our own delicious or different ketogenic food might make those sorts of things more tempting, but I'm hoping it won't be too bad overall, and once I get really focused on ketosis, and in ketosis, that'll be easy to sort of refuse those things like it was before. So that I didn't do that perfectly this week. We had a couple of big events, like World Customs Day at my work, and so we got a very appetizing looking fish and chips and chicken. Sort of each person gets a little lunchbox type thing. Not little, actually, it's quite huge. Feed 3 people as every serving size in Tonga. And then my husband had his family get together, which is a monthly thing where they provide food. And like, I know it sounds like a bit of an excuse, but I do worry that if I don't eat something, that people are going to think that it's because I'm looking down on the food that they've served and they've prepared, and that's certainly not the case. So you sort of feel a bit stuck, and like that you should eat something, which I usually try and choose. There's usually sausages somewhere there, or meat where I can pick the breading off, but yeah, I'm really conscious of trying not to look snobbish to his relatives, and have them feeling sad that that I think I'm too good for their food or something like that, because that's really not my reasoning at all. So that, yeah, I usually just try to eat a few things and drag that out, so that it looks like I'm hoeing in like everybody else and they don't notice. But yeah, so those sort of things pop up fairly regularly, and I've got to get better at managing those. But if I do keep my dalliances to those kinds of occasions, then I won't be too bad, because usually they're once or twice a week tops, that kind of thing. But yeah, so I weighed in this morning and I was 110.4, so that's like a gain of 1.5 kilos since I left, since my last weigh in before I went back to Australia. So all in all, considering everything, I'm really not that unhappy with 1.5 kilos. That's something that I could lose in 1 week if I really concentrated, or 2 weeks or whatever. And so I'm just sort of writing off my time in Australia and getting back on track as of now. I think I'll do my measurements next week because it's pretty late, and yeah, I just wanted to get something recorded. And so I'll do that all properly next week, and start getting back to normal routine sort of videos and that. And sorry about my hair and everything. I've been swimming and I just yeah, couldn't muster the energy to have a shower before, and want to sort of save my cold shower for before I go to bed, just because it's so stinking hot here. So I didn't want to have a shower like earlier in the evening, because I want to have it later on. But yeah, so things are okay. Yeah, could be interesting weeks ahead, and I think a lot of like the chicken quarters are what's mostly available here. So I think we'll be having a lot of that because it seems to be the cheapest meat available, and it's not too bad because it's usually got skin on, and it's not the breast meat or anything like that, so it fits well with the ketogenic way of eating. So yeah, it'll be a lot of that, a lot of frozen cauliflower and frozen spinach, I expect. Did get some bacon, and I was a bit sad about that because yeah, we've been buying these 1 kilo packs of New Zealand bacon, which were really, I think they had 0 carbs or pretty close to it on their nutritional information, but now they're no longer available, as often happens in Tonga. So we had to buy a different type of bacon from Spain, which yeah, has 1 point something carbs per piece of bacon. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing, but I'm hoping my favourite will come back in stock at some stage, but I'll still just have to go with that. Lots of eggs and bacon and chicken and vegetables, and that'll be kind of it. But planning to eat sort of once a day, which seems there was I think one normal day this week at work where we didn't get given a box of food or go afterwards, and I found it quite easy to fast all day. So that yeah, I just had coffee in the morning. Yeah, and I didn't even add MCT oil or anything like that. I just because I feel that I'm probably not in ketosis at the moment. But again, trying to sort of budget those keto strips so that I'll probably test myself later in the week when I feel that I would be there, and it's a worthwhile measurement rather than being measuring when I'm pretty sure that I won't be at that place. Yeah, so I sort of thought that I wouldn't waste products like MCT oil and stuff. I'd wait and try and get in ketosis faster by just having the 0 calorie drinks like coffee, just black, and those sorts of things. But yeah, that was really quite easy to get to the end of the workday without having eaten. I wasn't particularly hungry or anything, even though I'm probably not in ketosis at the moment. I think I'm just getting used to the idea of fasting and not needing to eat so much, and it's quite easy to put hunger or anything to one side, and so I'll eat later for dinner or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm going to go with for now, and I might think about doing a longer fast for 10 days or so at some stage, but I just have to try and work out a time when there's not too much socially going on to interfere with that, because I still really struggle with just being self-conscious about yeah, drawing attention to myself eating differently to everyone or not eating at all, and what people will think, which is something that I'll work on in general, because I know that it's not really a good, not I should be sort of more confident in what I'm doing and just do it anyway, and what other people think can be damned or whatever. But yeah, I'm not at that place yet. So yeah, that I'll just carry on, I think. But yeah, so there could be more. Might do a video on like really cheap keto food, because I feel like the people that are even on a budget that their budget's nowhere. They've got a lot of cheaply available food, which, like cheeses and stuff, they can get stuff on sale and, still come away quite cheaply. But that's just not the case in Tonga. So yeah, that those are the fancier foods, and even tin tuna, the ones that I would eat, is not very cheap. And the fish is certainly, more than double per kilo than the chicken and stuff like that. So that we'll just have to be more careful in what we purchase and those sorts of things, and only maybe sort of save up to buy some cream cheese or something one day, because they only come in 1 kilo blocks. Um, but yeah, so basically a new start, and back into routine, which I've been trying to do for a while, as you know, sort of start afresh and get back on track. But now I feel confident that I can do it, getting back into a routine, into my normal life and that kind of thing, rather than being on holidays and in a different country. So hopefully next week, I'll have something really good to report. So yeah, the 110.4 is down by like, what was it, 113 point something last time I weighed in Australia. Um, yeah, so that's down by almost 3 kilos at least. So that some of it certainly improved, and I think that's probably from not eating a great volume of food, even though I haven't been perfect this week. That with only one meal a day, it's difficult to overdo it. So that's been okay, and I think there was one day where I just went to the toilet disproportionate to how much I'd drunk. So just I'm assuming that I was losing a bit of fluid um, through that. So yeah, I reckon that accounts for that loss. So that's another reason why I'm quite happy that with the 110.4 is that it's down a good amount since my previous video. Yeah, sort of 2 weeks ago, I guess. So yeah, in a good place, I guess, and ready to crack on, and make. I'd really like to sort of be on the straight and narrow for a good few weeks. Um, yeah. So thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.
O whakaata, hei la se moe hei la la.